do you have a mustache happening or no?
I have a mustache.
Oh, it's so blonde you can barely tell.
I'm trying to go for like 70s dad.
Yeah, it looks almost like 70s porn star-ish. Guys, I just got off a plane from LA, but FTX is beginning distributing payouts on February 18th. And Louis here read all of SBF's appeal. So we're going to talk about both of these things.
Are you wearing an FTX t-shirt right now?
Yes, I'm wearing an FTX shirt. I look like kind of a dyke right now, but whatever.
It's a historical artifact. You know what, Tiff? I
What?
bet you, okay? And people should let us know in the comments, how much money do you think you could sell at auction Tiffany Fong's unwashed FTX t-shirt? Now to the important bits of the payouts.
Mm-hmm.
So if prior to January 20th, you selected a distribution partner on the claims portal and that you are KYC verified and that you have a claim against FTX below 50K, you should receive a first distribution on the 18th of Feb.
Oh, exciting. Is it just
Your only distribution?
The distribution partners are BitGo and Kraken, correct? So it'll just be distributed to you in USD?
USD.
Okay. Cool.
Credited onto your account on one of those platforms.
Okay, so in 12 days. That's exciting.
That is very exciting.
Yeah,
and that was like 98% of the creditors.
Yeah, so 98% of creditors had under 50K in their accounts, and that's considered the convenience class. And the convenience class is supposed to get, what was it, 119% back?
Yeah, in dollar terms. In Bitcoin terms, that is like 20% recovery.
Okay, so just to be clear, your claims were dollarized on the petition date when Bitcoin was worth around $16,000. So just basically like put the dollar value of your claim on petition date, and then you're getting 119% of that back. But obviously, if you were to compare that to Bitcoin prices at today's prices, which is like, I don't know.
I've got a calculator.
Okay.
I'm going to do the math right now.
We're sitting at a little under 100K, but I mean, we can call it an even 100K.
If Bitcoin's at 100K, you're going to get just under 20K. It's a 20% recovery in BTC terms.
Ooh, if you had Bitcoin in your account, yeah.
If you had one Bitcoin on your account, you can, as of February 18th, you will be able to buy if it were today's prices, just under 0.2 Bitcoin.
Brutal. The 119% looks good in headlines, but yeah, it is an L. It is an L for everyone involved. If you had crypto.
Well, some people didn't have BTC,
If you just had USDC, then it's not an L, I guess.
But why? You were just waiting to buy BTC. The opportunity cost is worth a lot of money for a lot of people, me included.
This is true.
And that's going to be for Bahamas and .com processes. Now, I'm a little more bullish on the .com, but hey, I have been wrong many times in the past. Hopefully, I am wrong again.
What do you mean you're bullish on .com? You're bullish on the timeline? Or
yeah, yes.
So you're hesitant to say that they're actually going to get paid on February 18th? Is that what you mean?
For the Bahamas process? I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Well, that's the date that's currently being marketed, February 18th. And that's for, you said, US and international and Bahamas?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
see. We've got 12 days. We will update you. We can update you in 12 days. But is there anything else people should know?
Not really. I mean, I think that will be the biggest tell as to what to expect later on for other creditors. Still no hint as to when or what percentage we're going to get for non-convenience, like my claim. So
if you had over 50K in your account, you still don't know when you're getting paid out. You don't know how much you're getting paid out. So stay tuned. Louis and I can continue updating you guys on this. But
people will find out soon enough.
Yeah, convenience class. Yeah, 98% of customers or something you said. So
yeah,
that's exciting. It's coming.
Sam Bankman-Fried's appeal. Shall I pull up my notes?
My little Sammy boy, my sweet little Jew, Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX, has filed an appeal. He's appealing his 25-year conviction, and Louis has read through it all. I am too lazy. So let's see.
Send it to you, and you can maybe show people. This isn't super boring, and the core of the argument that's interesting to anybody that was a victim to FTX or that knew anything about FTX is right at the beginning. So we're going to dig in. This is an appeal. basically, in this appeal, Sam is saying, or Sam's lawyers are saying, hey, no one lost any money. Sam shouldn't be in jail. And he said they're really leaning on saying that the media bias and the judge's bias made him guilty before he even had a chance to defend himself. And the core of the defense that he wants to place, and I think a lot of FTX victims would have empathy for him, is that he's saying it wasn't me, it was the lawyers. And anybody who's been following this has like some issues with there being the same legal counsel prior to FTX filing for bankruptcy, being the same lawyers in charge of the bankruptcy, and they made $250 million so far, just the lawyers. So like an examiner looked into this and found no impropriety, which I believe and have, some views on, but I'm not really going to share them here. A lot of people think that's a conflict.
So Sullivan and Cromwell, you're referring to Sullivan and Cromwell.
Yes. And
yes,
this is the crux of Sam's argument here is like, hey, I want to blame my lawyers.
How is it the lawyer's fault that the funds were misappropriated, though? Is it just that he's saying that they gave it the okay?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called the advice of counsel defense. And, it works or it doesn't.
Which he was not able to use in court at trial. I went to every day of his trial and he wanted to use that as his argument, but they did not allow him to present the advice of counsel argument.
And, the appeal is based on, we're going to use advice of counsel.
Hey, it's me, Tiff, and in case you've never heard of me before, I've been independently covering fraud and bankruptcies in the crypto space. Because of this, I know a lot of people who follow me or might recognize me were once customers of FTX. Well, that's where FTX Creditor comes in. FTX Creditor will buy your FTX bankruptcy claim and pay you immediately in USDC. FTX Creditor has actually bought more FTX claims than all of the other claims buyers combined. FTX Creditor even buys small claims as low as $1,800, all the way up to claims as large as $10 million. So if you're interested in selling your FTX claim for immediate liquidity, or in selling your Voyager, BlockFi, or Celsius stub, you can go to ftxcreditor.com or contact them on Telegram at @FTXCreditor or on X at @FTXCreditor_com.
They go on and say this whole thing was a joke, blah, blah. And I love how they said the conviction should be overturned. Like that's the end of their argument.
No.
And now they say, and a lot of people, watching this might be a little pissed. They say, hey, this has never happened before, but recoveries are going to be 118%, and there's no crime if no one lost any money. And as we said previously in the video, in BTC terms, not so good.
So like 119% sounds good, but obviously people are actually losing money. I will say though, like how would this have played out if the FTX estate did not sell all of this crypto early? Because FTX was selling crypto all throughout the past like initial year of the bankruptcy, obviously when crypto prices were much lower than they are now. So if they had held on until now when crypto is obviously booming, I mean,
regardless of crypto prices, because that means if you had a return in kind mechanism, I don't think you would have gotten to 100%.
Right. You wouldn't have enough Bitcoins to give everyone the exact amount of Bitcoins.
Well, you would have had to buy a bunch of Bitcoin. You would have had to do a lot of stuff. Right. And you would have had to sell all the VC portfolio perfectly. It's imaginable to get quite far, to be honest. And they would have had to restart the exchange.
Yeah.
And give people new FTT tokens.
Yeah. So basically, you don't think that's quite a fair argument?
It actually somewhat is a fair argument. Because what he's saying, and I highlighted it here, is like, well, had the debtors not given up on restarting FTX, like there was way enough value here to make everybody whole. And, what they say here is FTX was like a bank, where customers deposit dollars and those dollars are then commingled. That is not the terms of service I signed up to, and nobody knew that. So that is super disingenuous.
Yeah.
What they're essentially then saying that like, hey, no one really suffered a permanent loss, or had it not been for the actions of the lawyers, nobody would have suffered a permanent loss. And as you pointed out, it's like somewhat unknowable It's
Mhm.
imaginable, but very difficult to imagine.
Right. I mean, if Sam hadn't filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, maybe things would be okay. But
Well,
I know
had
that
he
it's
not gotten arrested and not filed for bankruptcy and played
Mhm.
it perfectly, it
Right.
might have been 100% in-kind recovery over time.
hmm But
I'll
not on the
believe
date that they
that.
filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
No,
I mean, he's always said that that was his biggest regret, filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So yeah, I mean, it could have. There's a world in which this all could have played out perfectly for SBF if he didn't file for Chapter 11 and everything played out. But
there
like
are
by
parallel
the
universes out there.
right, exactly. It's like, and by the time he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, Gary Wong and like people are already flipping on him. So I think that he was kind of screwed anyway. So
He was in trouble.
yeah,
And he committed crimes. Like, in my opinion, he committed some crimes. It's quite crimey.
yes, it is crimey.
Lying to people is fraud. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
taking their money, lying to them about what you're going to do with their money, and when they ask you questions, you're lying to them. That is
hmm
fraud, which he committed. And here, the argument is: look at how amazing Anthropic is. Sam invested 500 million, and it's the company's now worth 60 billion. Either saying he's amazing. There's so many of these home run investments. I love how they phrase this, because the way they phrase it, if you're not an investment professional, is you read that quickly and you're like, he turned 500 million into 60 billion. Wow. Which is not what they're saying, and
Mm.
not the truth. Where they have a very good argument is that the FTX estate kind of fumbled the bag on Miston Labs and sold the Anthropic stake a bit early, in my opinion. But it's very easy to judge from the sidelines. Like, I hate being a hater where you're just like, they fucked this up.
Right.
But like, you're not in the room, dude. You don't know what's going on.
I mean, they did objectively fuck it up, but like, yeah, yes, true, true.
It's so easy to be watching a sports game and being like, just pass
You
the
should have
ball,
done
bro.
yeah, it's like backseat driving. So I mean, I do think they made some bad decisions, but like no one knew where the market was going to go. No one knew. So
FTX faced a liquidity crisis, not a solvency crisis, is essentially the core of their argument, is kind of true,
hmm
in my opinion, is kind of the truth.
hmm
And I do believe there is a parallel universe where Sam is not in jail right now and navigated this properly. Now, he may have gone to jail anyway, even if he hadn't filed for bankruptcy and that everybody was 100% whole today. Sam may still have gone to jail
hmm
because he still committed the fraud.
yeah, yeah. I guess it's just a matter of if anyone would have found out about it, but
Well, everybody would have found out about it
yeah,
because there still would have been the solvency crisis,
yeah.
the liquidity crisis, sorry.
hmm
Like, there still would have happened inevitably. The question is, like, he could have probably fixed it. And then what would have happened from there? He would have definitely not gotten 25 years. He would have gotten something.
Yeah.
They're blaming the debtors again here. And they're essentially saying, look, these lawyers got hundreds of millions of dollars in legal fees. They gave him bad advice. Where are the incentives here? Sam did nothing wrong, and now he's rotting in jail. The rest of this is just a lot of technical arguments on why he should be acquitted. I still think he's guilty.
So what do you think? Do you think he's probably just gonna? You don't think it's gonna work, do you?
I think it may work in getting him a more lenient sentence.
Huh.
I do think he got way too much jail time.
I do think. I personally think 25 years is a lot. Yeah.
Well, that's because you're friends with him.
Yeah, he's my little buddy.
So I'm not friends with him. I can tell you that in my country, rapists and murderers get less time than that. And I know what he did was bad, and a lot of people were deeply traumatized, and some people even killed themselves, etc. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But as a Christian, I believe in second chances. So
Are you Christian?
Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
no, not really.
I didn't think that you were Christian. Okay.
Well, I was born a Christian, and I'm taught, the Judeo-Christian values of redemption, of
Right.
forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And look, I lost more money on FTX than most people, so
Yeah.
I know how it feels. I kind of forgive him.
I mean, I'm someone who, like, I lost a lot of money to Celsius. Alex Mashinsky was the founder, and he was a total fraud and even pled guilty. But I don't actually really care that much about how much prison time he gets. I'm sort of like, yeah, I fucking hate him. He sucks. I hope he never is able to work in financial services again. And I would hope that anything he makes down the road would have to go towards repaying creditors. But I don't actually care that much about the him sitting in jail piece. It doesn't like help my situation at all.
That guy's particularly loathsome.
Yeah, I know. I think I hate him way more
He's
than
worse
SBF.
than Sam because he was literally going on podcast being like, if your grandma has a bank account, she should
Yeah.
open a Celsius account.
Yes.
Sam never did that. He was like,
Yeah.
yo, if you like gambling, I love gambling. Like,
You
come
guys should
gamble
gamble
with
on my
me.
platform. No, Alex
Exactly.
Mashinsky was an absolute like abhorrent, and he, yeah, in the weeks leading up to the bankruptcy, like he was going on podcasts telling people to put their money in Celsius. So I think he's a worse person. But even for him, I'm just sort of like I don't really get anything out of it. Like for me, the people I want to see in prison, we've talked about this. The people I want to see in prison for like incredibly long sentences are like the pedophiles, the rapists, the murderers, etc. But I know that people disagree with me, so we'll let this all play
Fair
out. I'm
enough.
not going to campaign for him or
Free
anything, but
speech. I'd
free
like
speech.
some votes before I go because I ordered some pizzas and they've arrived and
Okay.
I'm hungry.
Mhm.
I'd like people to mustache, yay, nay.
I kind of like it. I for some reason think that like porn stashes are kind of cool. I think that they're kind of I kind of like them. I made my ex grow a mustache for a while. Don't probably should just cut that out of this video, but I was just like I want to see it. I think it's kind of cool. I like them. It is funny though, just because I feel like your hair is like the same color as your skin. I couldn't even tell if you actually had a mustache or not. I had to zoom in, but I think it looks cool. Your glasses were cool too. You had a whole vibe going.
Well, this is my Jeffrey Dahmer vibe.
Oh yeah, this is very Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, do you want to come back to
You
mine and
could
play some
definitely get
Solvency?
like some women to come home, and you could definitely
He
murder
was
them.
killing gay dudes.
Oh, gay dudes. Fuck,
Have
I
you
was
not
thinking of
seen the
I was
show?
thinking about
Never?
Bundy. I was thinking of Bundy.
Have you not seen the Netflix Dahmer
I
show?
haven't actually. Maybe I should watch it. I think I watched a Bundy
Tonight,
one.
girl, tonight.
Is it good?
It's
Watching
like
that shit freaks me out though, and then I can't sleep.
freaky as fuck.
Ugh,
Um,
freaks me out.
all right, Tiff, I
But no,
gotta
I
go.
like it. Love you, Lou. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Absolutely.